The late afternoon sun streams through the windows of a small apartment, casting a golden glow on an unassuming desk cluttered with books, snacks, and half-done assignments. A girl sits slumped in her chair, her fingers idly scrolling through her phone. To the outside world, she's the epitome of perfection, a diligent student, a poised young lady. But here, behind closed doors, her world is entirely different. She sighs, stretching lazily, and then something remarkable happens. Her pristine demeanor vanishes. In its place is a whirlwind of energy, excitement, and chaos. She dives headfirst into a pile of plushies, her laughter echoing through the room. This is her true self, the one only a select few ever get to see. The evening unfolds with her indulging in her secret hobbies. She's a gamer, a snack enthusiast, and a fan of all things cute and quirky. Her room becomes a haven of colors and sounds as she juggles multiple games and snacks. The juxtaposition between her two lives is stark, but is also what makes her world so fascinating. What would people think if they saw her like this, she wonders, with a mischievous grin. I can't wait till my mom finds out I'm dating her, she thinks. The scene shifts to the next day. She's back in her polished persona, walking confidently through the bustling school hallways. Everyone admires her. Her classmates, her teachers, even strangers. But as she exchanges polite smiles and perfect answers, there's a flicker of something else in her eyes. Is it boredom? Or perhaps the weight of maintaining this facade? Like, during lunch, she's approached by her closest friend. He's kind, dependable, and completely clueless about her double life. They chat about mundane things, their conversation light and breezy, but then he says something that catches her off guard. You always seem so perfect. Don't you ever get tired of it? The question lingers in her mind long after their conversation ends. Does he suspect something, or is he simply curious? That evening, back in her sanctuary, she's more pensive than usual. She looks around her room, at the things that bring her joy, and then at the reflection staring back at her from the mirror. Who is the real her, she wonders. Is it the poised girl who excels in everything, or the carefree soul who thrives in chaos? Or could it be both? And the days blur together as she navigates her dual existence. There are moments of hilarity, like when she accidentally references a video game strategy in a class discussion, earning puzzled looks from her peers. There are also moments of vulnerability, like when she overhears someone calling her too perfect, in a tone that feels more critical than complimentary. Each incident adds another layer to her internal conflict. One weekend, her friend visits her home unannounced. Panic sets in as she scrambles to hide her true self. She manages to tidy up just in time, but the encounter leaves her shaken. She realizes how fragile her secret is, how easily it can all come crashing down, but at the same time, there's a part of her that longs to share this side of herself, to be understood for who she truly is. The turning point comes during a school festival. She's tasked with organizing a major event, a role that showcases her leadership skills. As the festival unfolds, she's the picture of grace and efficiency. But amidst the accolades, she feels a pang of emptiness. She's surrounded by people, yet she feels so isolating, she wonders. As the festival winds down, she sneaks away to a quiet corner. To her surprise, her friend finds her there. He sits beside her, his expression a mix of concern and curiosity. He doesn't say anything at first, just offers her a bottle of water. Then, in a gentle voice, he says, "You know, you don't always have to be perfect." The words hit her harder than she expects. For a moment, she considers telling him everything, showing him the chaos and the quirks that define her, but fear holds her back. The next few days are a whirlwind of emotions. She's more guarded around her friend, afraid of revealing too much, but she also finds herself opening up in small ways, sharing bits and pieces of her true self. It's liberating, but it's also terrifying. She's walking a fine line, and she's not sure where it will lead. The climax of the story unfolds on a rainy evening. She's home alone, engrossed in a particularly challenging game when the power suddenly goes out. In the ensuing silence, she hears a knock at the door. It's her friend, drenched from the rain, holding a small package. He's come to return something she left at the festival, but his eyes quickly take in the scene behind her. The plushies, the snacks, the gaming setup, everything she's worked so hard to hide. For a moment, neither of them speaks. The air is thick with tension, the weight of unspoken truths pressing down on them. Finally, he breaks the silence. "Is this the real you?" he asks, his voice filled with genuine curiosity rather than judgment. She hesitates, her mind racing. Should she deny it, laugh it off as a joke, or should she take the leap and show him who she really is? As the screen fades to black, the question lingers. Will she choose to reveal her true self, or will she continue to hide behind her perfect facade?